Hey, what's going on YouTube? This commentary is going to show you how to tame and ride dragons in Skyrim, but first I'm going to demonstrate the entire shout. The shout you need to tame dragons is called Ben Will, and it's Earth Mind Dragon. Now the reason why I'm enclosed in abstract dragon armor right now is because I performed the dragon aspect shout. It's another shout that's exclusive to the Skyrim Dragonborn DLC. I made another video on it, and you can click on the link in the description to see it, but now I'm going to show you how to Ben Will on giants. There's 3 tiers of the Ben Will shout. The first tier allows you to mind control animals. Animals will do your bidding. They won't attack you and they will fight for you. This seems to work on higher level creatures, especially when I'm using the dragon aspect shout. Now the 2 giants will do battle with each other, but unfortunately the shout's effects do wear off over time. This is a really cool shout, and I'm glad they included it in the game, but I don't think it's going to replace Frusroda as the best utility shout anytime soon, just because Frusroda has such a quick recharge time. Now in this next clip, you see me use the shout on a chain of mammoths, and the shout does affect multiple creatures at once. The thing is, illusion mages already have something to this effect available to them. They can use calm to stop enemies right in the middle of combat, and they can use fury to make enemies attack their friends. So I don't think illusion mages are going to find much use out of this shout, except to use on higher level dragons, as I'll show you later in the video. But the spell's effects do wear off, and you'll see from this clip, the enemies turn red on the indicator before I actually attack them, so the spell wore off. And you're going to see an ancient Dragonborn come to my assistance in this clip, and that's a characteristic of the dragon aspect shout that I'm using right now to encase myself in this abstract armor. The second tier of the shout affects people just like it affects animals. It stops people right in the middle of combat and it makes them attack their friends. In order to get all the words of this shout, you have to complete the main storyline in the Dragonborn DLC. Another shout that I think has a lot of similarities to the Ben Will shout is the Soul Tear shout from the Dawnguard DLC, where you capture an enemy soul in a soul gem while they fight for you. But a major difference is that Ben Will can affect full health opponents and opponents as high as dragon level, whereas you won't get a soul gem with the Ben Will shout. So I think my archer finally is going to work after wandering off aimlessly for a bit. But yeah, this is definitely nothing new to mages who have illusion spells in their arsenal. This will just be another quick clip of a tactical way to use Ben Will on people.
Now ain't this a surprise? This what you want, huh? It's nothing. Call yourself a lord? I love a good fight. That's all you've got.
So the final tier of the shout allows you to tame dragons. Most people will tame their first dragon when they fight Sarutar, the pet dragon of Mirak. But when you actually do dragon riding, it's kinda lame. When I first knew about Skyrim including dragons, I thought that dragon riding would definitely be one of the things they would include. Maybe not right away, but maybe later on as an add-on. And now that it's here, I'm really underwhelmed by dragon riding. It's completely on rails. You don't have control of the dragon aside from, just selecting targets here and there. I think a lot of people did predict that dragon riding will be really limited as soon as it was revealed to be included in the Dragonborn DLC, but still, I mean, they could have done a little bit better job than this. I'm not a World of Warcraft player, but it's to my understanding that in World of Warcraft you can fully control your flying mounts, and if that's true, just somebody verify in the comments please. But anyways, Skyrim and World of Warcraft are vastly different games, I'll give it that, but still, I think I don't know, we deserve something a little bit better than just an on-rail sequence of dragon riding. I don't know how tough it is just to add in controls to the game, but you know, they had some pretty impressive patches, like mounted combat was a patch. Why not, like, you know, dragon combat later on? But regardless of how lame dragon riding is in its current state, I think another side of the argument is this is the best that developers could have done at the moment with Xbox 360 hardware as it is. With a game as big as Skyrim, there's bound to be issues when developing a mechanic as big as dragon flying. I mean, imagine just exiting Whiterun, you have to go through a loading screen. Imagine how much loading you have to do by going top speed through the air. So that is pretty stressful on the developers to be able to incorporate something like this. And the fact that they even have dragon riding in the game at all, where you can just circle way high above the landscape, is pretty cool. But it was teased when you got to ride, what was that guy's name? Paarthurnax? No, not Paarthurnax. What was that guy's name? Odahviing. Yeah, you rode Odahviing to Sovngarde. I absolutely can't wait until this DLC comes to PC, because the modding community is going to immediately hop on making a mod for dragon riding controls and more immersive and controllable dragon riding. That's the cool thing about PC communities, is that they're always on top of providing really good mods. And PC modders are already working on werebear mods with entire perk trees associated with them, now that we know that werebears are in the game and they're coming to PC. But in theory, this is also supposed to be the first DLC for Skyrim that's released for PS3, but I don't see why Dragonborn is easier to release first before having Dawnguard and Heartfire, because, I mean, flying dragons seems to be more taxing on the memory of the system, more so than just incorporating, you know, Castle Volkar and Fort Dawnguard and the quest lines for Dawnguard DLC. But PS3 owners definitely have something to look forward to in terms of new Skyrim content, so I really hope that the DLC works out in the end for PS3 owners. I sped up the previous clip a little because I just thought it felt really lethargic to watch. And you know, if it was lethargic to watch, you can just imagine how lethargic it was to play. But in this last segment, I'm going to be taming dragons in the overworld, and you can just go to any dragon settlement, there'll be dragons there, and I believe Ben Will works on highest level dragons. I haven't tested it on legendary dragons yet, but this is an ancient dragon and he's pretty high up nonetheless. If you tame 5 of these dragons, you will get the Dragon Rider achievement for Xbox 360. You know, I really had visions and hopes of terrorizing Whiterun from the back of a dragon, and I think you can do that, but I haven't been able to encounter any dragons in a Whiterun attack yet. I'm going to be attacking one of the other cities. I forgot what it's called. I think it's Karthwarston or something. But yeah, I mean, it's limited. I wanted to try and fly with the dragon over to Whiterun, but I don't think the system could really handle it with all the loading that has to go on. But you do incur bounties if you commit murders while on Dragonback. They will still try to arrest you even though you're on the back of this monstrous flying thing. And you can perform shouts while on the back of dragons. The dragon riding is really cool to look at for the first few times you do it, but after that it just gets really lame and repetitive and doesn't feel much of a purpose. It's not really a practical way to do anything at this point. I mean, I don't know. But I gotta ask, even if we did have full control of our dragons, how quick would the novelty factor of that wear off? I don't know, because your character is already strong as is. I play on Master difficulty. I'm pretty sure that you don't need another buff. They gotta add another layer of difficulty if they're gonna give you something as big as a dragon to ride. Maybe aerial combat with other dragons. Hint, 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 hint. So I definitely think that the PC modding community is going to do something great with dragons and the incoming werebear perk tree. So I can't wait for this DLC to come out for PC. But, you know, this is pretty much it as it pertains to dragon riding. If you have anything else to suggest regarding what you think the official DLC development team could do regarding future DLC, please add a comment below. I thoroughly hope you enjoyed this commentary, and I hope you check back my channel for other Skyrim videos and videos of other games. I'll let the game audio play so you can see the rest of my dragon riding adventure.
At once, Zuufen Al. command. Yes, Ori. What more? I will land at once.